YouTubers, are you ready to talk about tips and tricks on coloring your hair in crazy, wacky, fun colors? And you know what? It's not crazy or wacky. I just love color. And if you love color and want to express yourself, then let's do it. And I have a lot of tips and tricks that I have been writing down for the past couple weeks. I finally got the inspiration to get off my butt and do this video thanks to my new friend Eva. Hey girl. She is also new to the YouTube community and she's got a great writer bitch series and I'm loving it. So if she doesn't mind, I would be more than happy to post that link below so you can check her out as well. So, hey Eva, this one's for you. So today I am just going to go over all the different tips and tricks that I have learned along the way. And trust me, I have had a lot more error than, success. So I have tried to learn from those errors. I have been coloring my hair. I was thinking about it, and I have been coloring my hair for over 30 years. Recently, I'd say within the past 6 years, I've been doing more of the colorful colors. And back when I started, coloring my hair, there wasn't a YouTube, there wasn't even the internet. And so I am hoping to just share some of that stuff. And, if I didn't touch on something, my mind works in mysterious ways. So sometimes I get a little jumbled and can become confusing. Things are just popping out of my head. I tried to make notes, but if I didn't explain something very well or I didn't elaborate on something well enough, please feel free to leave me a comment down below and I will explain it best I can and get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you have any tips or tricks that you have learned that I didn't talk about, hey, please feel free to, again, comment below and let's share our knowledge together. That's what this whole thing is about, right? Okay, so first of all, I wanted to start by saying that my look today is from the Alice in Wonderland palette, and I did do a review on it. I am also wearing the lipstick. I'm wearing the row that is based on the character Time, which is the last row in the palette, and I am also wearing the lipstick. Now, as far as the lipstick, I am layering it over a ColourPop color, and if you are interested in knowing why, I will link the videos below on the reviews that I did. That's not what this video is about, so I'll just go ahead and link that, and if you're interested in checking that out, please do so. Okay, so we are first going to start out with our basics, and that is tools. So with any project you need good tools. This is all just my 1.5 cents worth, and basically what that means is it's not even worth 2 cents. So this is again just the things that I have learned along the way and I am just wanting to share with you. And let's get started on tools. Okay, so the first tool that we are going to start out with is a towel that you don't care about. Now, I feel like this is probably the most important tool in my opinion, and simply because you are going to need it throughout your hair coloring experience. This will save you from getting killed if you do live with somebody else that has those fancy towels and you don't want to mess them up, because you are going to mess up these towels. So go to Walmart or someplace cheap, find a place that is having a sale and get yourself at least 2 towels. So look at mine here's my towel, and you can see that it has been through a lot, and I have about 3 or 4 other ones. And these are good for, laying on the floor or putting over your counter when you are applying the color, doing your bleaching, after showers. So you're going to want to have these towels throughout your hair coloring experience. Okay, and also they sell these little towels at the dollar store, and these are great for when you're doing your color. You can kind of just, go in and wipe off some excess product, have them wet, have them handy. Again, they're $1, and I think you get like 5 of them for $1, and they're the little baby towels that they sell. So these have, worked out really great. They're kind of soft, so, you can kind of scrub in there, which leads me into the next tool that I feel is very important, which is some type of oil. And I use coconut oil. I do like it for my hair too because I tend to be very dry in the scalp. I use it in my scalp, but also you can use this to put around the rim of your face, on your ears, underneath your neck area. Just kind of lather it all on, keeping it away from your hair. And this is great because, you know, when you're putting on the hair color, sometimes, well, always for me, it tends to get on the skin, and then you can just, you know, wipe it off and nothing, you know, will stick to this. I've used, even in a pinch, I have used like A&D or Neosporin, but this was like only a couple bucks and it has lasted me forever. I've had this for a long time. So something like this is great. And again, this is the coconut oil. So the next tool that I feel is very important is gloves. And you can see this is one of my used ones. I actually lifted these off of my husband's doctor. He had a big old box of them, so I grabbed a few. And these medical grade ones work really good. I have seen people using like the dish washing gloves that come up high, because for me, I think that would be great because I tend to, you know, when I'm doing my hair, I tend to get the coloring all over my arms too. So having maybe a longer glove would help too. But gloves are going to be one of your best friends too, especially if you don't want to walk around with stained hands. And these gloves also come in handy for aftercare too. So when you are applying it, you're going to want your gloves. When you are rinsing it out, you're going to want your gloves. And later on, when you are styling your hair, you're going to want these gloves too. Because even now, I've had this color in for going on over 3 weeks now, and I still did my hair last night and I forgot to put on the glove and my fingers were kind of stained. It's not as bad as it is in the beginning, but it is nice to have these because, you know, a lot of us don't want to be walking around with stained fingers. So gloves are very important. So you can go to any beauty supply shop or your local doctor's office and get some of these gloves and just have them handy. And they work really good for several uses, especially if you get the good ones. There are some kits that I'm going to talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about one kit, but they also come with pretty good gloves. So that is something that I feel is a good thing to keep around and have through the duration. Okay, so the next tool that I'm going to talk about is the hairbrush that you don't care about. I do like to use the hairbrush after I have applied all of the color, and even when I'm applying bleach, after I go and get the color in there, I like to brush through to make sure that the color evenly goes all through my hair. I find that it helps to not have little patchy spots. You can get in there and just make sure that you don't have hair that's bunched up, and then sometimes that tends to leave patches. So a brush that you don't care about getting stained is always a good idea too. You don't have to have any of these things. So this is kind of lower on the list of things to need. You know, if you don't mind that your hairbrush gets colored, then, you know, use your regular hairbrush, but I kind of have this one to the side for that. Okay, so the next tool is not so very much a must-have. I mean, you can use a comb or anything like that, but I do find these little brushes, beauty brushes, to come in very handy. Now, these ones work good for the big areas of the hair, you know, like kind of getting the bottoms and stuff. And these smaller ones work really good for getting precisely like around the ear, in the back of the neck, or just kind of doing spot areas. Or if you are deciding to just do a small area, like some people like to put just a little strip in, these smaller brushes work good for that. The larger brushes, you know, again, work good for both areas. And then what's nice about these two is they come to a point at the end, like a comb, so you can get a nice little part in there and maybe, you know, if you are doing different colors or if you just want to do a certain area, you can use these to part through your hair. So these are nice. Another thing that you'll want to have is some Clippies. These work really good. Okay, and these are nice, you know, you just clip it right in there. And these are really good too, because a lot of times, you know, if you're in a pinch and you've got one hand already holding on to some hair and you just grab these, they're really easy to just, you know, clip in really quickly, and you don't have to worry about using two hands. So these ones are real nice. You can just kind of have them on hand and boom, just get that right in there and not have to worry about, you know, using two hands in case one of your hands is occupied. Okay, so that was pretty painless. I think that's pretty much the only tools that are pretty important. Again, you don't need all of those tools. They're just, again, things that I have found to make it a little bit easier to get by. But I will say a couple of the things that you definitely want are gloves and the towel. Those are two must-haves in my opinion. And anything else is just extra help to make the process a little bit smoother. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is the process.